Okay, so welcome to part 2 of the tutorial. So, where we last left off, we were finishing up our nav, and we had just added the hover effect on the nav here. Cool little effect here. So, next thing we'll do is maybe, for example, you wanted to add a cool little texture inside of the nav background. So, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to open up Photoshop here. We're going to go to New. I'm going to make it 25 pixels, I believe. 25. Okay. And we're just going to put ourselves a pattern in here that I've already made before. It's just a cool little kind of strokey pattern. Alright. Maybe change the color or something. I like to rasterize the layer. Then I like to color it. Okay, let's try something like that. Mute that. Then we're just gonna make a. You just make a slice, really. So, I mean, we didn't have to, but you can. So we can zoom in here, make sure we're doing stuff right. Okay, we're gonna name the slice Nav BG. Oh, a little slow here. Okay, Nav BG. Okay, we're gonna go to File, Save for Web and Devices. Make sure it's a PNG. We're gonna go to our root folder here, tutorial. Then we're gonna make a new folder. We're gonna call it Images, and then we're gonna save this in here. I should say all slices, but it does not for some reason. Okay, whatever. We're just gonna name it then Nav BG. Okay. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go head over back to Dreamweaver. Gonna find our nav. And then we're gonna add background image. We can just browse for it. Find our image here. Choose it. Alright, you can end that. As you see, that's terribly, terribly ugly. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna change that, since we're gonna lower the opacity on that actually. Maybe about there. Then we're gonna resave that. Now let's see how that looks. It's a little better, a little better. We're gonna make it just a little bit lower than that. Pretty much so you can barely see it, you know. Alright. So let's try it now. One more time. Just like to make it look cool, you know. Alright, so that's pretty cool. You know, if you were spending more time on this, I'm sure you can come up with a better looking texture than that. So now we're going to move over to our container here. And our containers was going to put everything kind of like in the center and all that. So since this is a div, we're going to use the pound sign to create our CSS rule. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do pound sign, container, bracket, and first thing you got to do is margin left auto, margin right auto. And what that's going to do is going to put your container right in the middle. But first we need to add ourselves a color to our actual container. You're not going to see anything, and a width and a height for right now, but you really want your container to be elastic. That way the more content you add to your site, the more it's gonna stretch. So we're gonna do background color, and we're just gonna make it a lighter gray. I hope that's not the same color as our background. And see, we need to give it a width. How large is our actual site? I actually did not give my site a size, which is terrible. Let's try 10, 1030 or something, 1020. Okay, so width 1020 pixels. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. Okay. Let's just keep that off there for a minute. This is what I like to do for my sizes. I like to go here. Let's go to web. Let's try 1280. Okay. So let's try width of 1280 pixels. Alright, that's cool. But I'm getting this at the top again. Do we need to add some more negative margin? See if that fixes it. Yes, we do. So maybe just 25. Okay. And we fix that. So now let's add a width to our container. Since our site is 1280, let's try 700, maybe 700 pixels. Okay. And then we're gonna add a height just for now, though. We're gonna delete it. Let's try 500 pixels. Okay. Should be showing up here, but it's not. Maybe my background color is the same color as that, so I'm gonna change it to something weird. Okay, it was the exact same color, so I had to change it to something weird. And that's a really small width, so we're gonna bump it up to 1,000. See if that fixes things. Okay, much better, much better. And next, we're gonna change our color to a different color here. So we're gonna go with maybe white for that. That way, just so it stands out from the. Or we can go to Photoshop, pick a closer color to the background. That way, it doesn't like super pop out away from it. Okay, let's try this DF. Okay. Okay, that looks really cool. Okay. Now, this is where you can start, adding all your cool little stuff you want to your website. And we could view it in design mode and see how it's looking so far. Like, maybe we want to get these lined up with our container here. So we can go back into our code, or split view if you want. Code, maybe move my header P over from the left another 50 pixels. So from 150 to, so now it's pretty lined up actually. But we're gonna go back about 145. It's a few pixels, Okay, and then we're gonna move our we're gonna move our our ULLI tag over a little bit more too. So we're gonna try 90 maybe. Okay, and that's looking pretty cool. But now you see these are too spaced out. So what we need to do is take away some of this padding left, I think. No. Okay, that was wrong. Go back. Okay. Let's try negative 15 pixels maybe. Okay, that is screwing things up. Okay. these are the troubleshooting things that you will have to do when you're making a website. It all comes down to having patience and really wanting to get it done. But if I was really making a website, I'd be trying to fix that because they're too far apart. Okay, but moving on. Next thing you want to do, well, really you can do whatever you want. You can add a section. Probably where your main content is gonna go. So section tag in section. Maybe you want to throw a P in there for a paragraph. Alright, this is my tutorial website. We're just going to copy and paste that a bunch of times just so you see what it looks like if you add a paragraph in there or something. Okay, maybe. Alrighty. Now you see, this is terribly ugly. Bad font is right up against the edge of our container, and now we got this right here. So 9 times out of 10 we're gonna have to go find our container, do a negative margin top, so margin top, and go to negative 15 pixels. Alright, let's try that. Yep, moved it up perfectly. Alright, so for your section, you're going to want to take what I like to do, if you just want your section to be the full size of your container, you can kind of just do section P if you wanted to, padding 20 pixels. Okay, that should have worked. Oh, okay. See, make sure you always write the right thing. Alright, that's gonna give you some room right there. Okay, so I'm gonna add some margin. Top, maybe. Oh gosh. Okay, let's change that font. So, font family. Gonna find our Helvetica. Alrighty. Gonna do the same thing we did before. Okay. And then boom. But I accidentally deleted the pixels off of 20. Okay. Now we're gonna change the color of this. Actually, black is cool for this. Okay. Now, say for example you want to go in Photoshop, make you a cool little picture and fit it in your website. So let's try something like 200 by 300. Okay. Alright. So say you want to make a cool little picture. Let's fill it up with a color here. Okay. Let's do HTML. Alright. Now I'm just winging it. This is not some super design or something. Yeah, this is terribly ugly, so don't copy what I'm doing or something. Just make you a cool little picture if you want to put in there. Or you can go find, if you got some pictures you took on your camera or something, that's cool, you do that. So we're going to save this in our folder. I'll call it pick one, something stupid. Okay, so we can go ahead and throw this in our. We can actually fit this into our p tag, like if we wanted to fit, if we want the text to fit around a picture. So we can go ahead and do image source is equal to find our picture, pick one, and it alternate text. We do alternate text just, you know, for people that, you know, are handicapped or something, can't read or I mean can't hear or something, you know. I don't know. Forgot what we do it. Alt text, random picture, okay? And we're gonna go ahead and end that. So it should pop up. There we go. Okay. So, I mean, you know, use what I told you guys on this tutorial. Make you a cool little simple website. You know, you can take what I taught you and learn tons and tons of cool stuff. New tutorials are going to be on the way. So once again, thank you for watching. I appreciate everyone, and see you guys next time.